Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Danielle if you're new, and I'm a full-time reseller on Poshmark and Mercari. Today we're back for another What's a Wednesday video. If I'm talking a little weird, it's because I burnt my tongue yesterday and so it hurts every time my tongue touches anything. So I hope it don't sound too weird, but that is why I am sounding a little weird if you hear anything going on. I didn't realize I sounded this weird until I actually started talking, so sorry about that. So we are back for another What's a Wednesday video, and if you're new here and you're not sure exactly what that means, this is just a video I release every Wednesday. I talk about what sold for me the previous week, talk about the sales more in depth, talk about what sold, how much it sold for, where I got it from, how much I paid for it, how long it took to sell, and all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in seeing my sales from last week, go ahead and keep watching. Before we jump into last week's sales, I do want to thank Vendoo for sponsoring today's video. If you don't know what Vendoo is a cross-listing and a relisting software for resellers. Personally, I've been using Vendoo for a little bit now, and I have absolutely fallen in love with it. It has saved so much time with relisting and cross-listing. One of my favorite features about Vendoo is definitely the analytics feature of it, and the fact that you can go and you can mark it as sold on one platform and it automatically will delist it from every other platform that you have it listed on. It has happened way too many times where I have sold something on Poshmark and then a week or whatever later it sells on Mercari and I'm like, oh shoot, I already sold that. I just forgot to go delete it. So that is definitely one of my favorite features that Vendoo offers. Another one of my favorite features from Vendoo is definitely the analytics. This just allows you to see more in depth into your sales, and as you sell on Poshmark, you will find they don't really offer any type of like sales analytics or anything like that. So it's really helpful to go on Vendoo and you can kind of compare, okay, this month's sales to last month's sales, and you can see what your top brands are and which platform is doing best for you and everything like that. Vendoo does offer 9 different platforms that you can list onto, so the possibilities are endless. So if you're interested in trying out Vendoo, go ahead and click the link down below and you can save 25% off your very first month subscription. All right, now jumping into sales from last week, I'm going to be going through September 26th to October 2nd. I had a lot of sales last week. We definitely ended off September really strong and then started off October really strong as well. So we might be here for a little bit. This will probably be a very long What's a Wednesday. I'll try to go as fast as I can. But if you've been watching me for a while, you know going fast is really not in my nature. I like to talk. So probably going to be here for a while. So let's go ahead and just jump right in with September 26th. The first sale I made was a Poshmark sale. This is a Banana Republic Italian wool blend pencil skirt in a size 18. This sold for $35 with a Poshmark fee of $7, and then I was left with $28. I got this skirt in my JOMAR Wholesale Passes palette, and it actually sold pretty fast. I was actually kind of surprised. It also sold outright for $35, meaning I listed it for $35 and it sold for $35, which doesn't happen like a crazy amount of time. Usually stuff sells via offer, but I was really happy that this ended up selling outright. I did not think I would get $35 for it. I do price my things a tad on the higher end just to leave room for offers, and this ended up selling at $35. So it had a really great profit and it added to the whole profit of my palette, and it sold it pretty fast, so I'm really happy with the sale. Next is another Poshmark sale, and this is a pair of American Eagle super high-rise jeggings in a size 12. These sold for $20 with a Poshmark fee of $4, and then I was left with $16. These I got for free. I actually received some clothes from a friend of mine, and this pair of jeans came in that little bundle of stuff. These took 2 days to sell. They sold extremely fast. They did sell for $20. I had them listed for $28 originally. Received a $20 offer that quickly and decided to accept it. When I get things for free, I feel like accepting a lower offer is probably going to happen more often if I get something for free, just because everything that I'm making off of that is going to be a profit. But this is still a great sale. I do like to sell American Eagle jeans. They always sell really fast and for a great amount. So I'm really happy with the sale. And next is another Poshmark sale. This is a pair of Lucky Brand block heel booties. These were in a size 8. They sold for $20 with a Poshmark fee of $4, and then I was left with $16. These booties were from a flip lot. They took about 3.5 months to sell, so these actually sold pretty quick after I extended the selling period for this lot. I did want a little more for these. I had them listed at $28 originally, and when I got an offer for $20, I went ahead and accepted just to move them because I did want a couple more things to move from this lot because the majority of it was still sitting. It was not a bad price. Lucky Brand shoes don't really sell for a ton, so I'm still happy with a sale, and it still had a good profit. Next is a pair of frame Le Skinny Dejanine raw ankle crop jeans in a size 30. These sold for $32 with a Poshmark fee of $6.40, and then I was left with $25.60. These jeans were from a flip consignment lot, and if you ever hear me say I got something from a flip lot, that just means I use the app Flip to consign items for a client. So when I say something's from a flip lot, it just means I'm selling it for someone else. So I get a portion of the profit, and then my consignment client also gets a portion of the profit. But these jeans took just under 4 months to sell. These, I think I extended the selling period, and then they sold pretty fast after. I don't know. I'm having a love-hate relationship with frame denim right now. It used to sell really fast and for a great amount for me, but I've just found lately it's just not moving fast at all, and it's not really moving for that much. So I don't know, I'm a little bit iffy with frame right now. It was still a good sale, it still made a small profit, but I definitely wish I would have got more for them. And next is another Poshmark sale. This is a pair of Eileen Fisher stretch jersey yoga pants in a size medium. These sold for $38 with a Poshmark fee of $7.60, and then I was left with $30.40. These were, once again, from a flip lot. They took about 1.5 months to sell, so they sold really fast. I want to say I relisted these, and then they sold right after I relisted them for full price. So I'm very happy with the sale, and I had a really good profit. And next up is a pair of Lululemon brand new Align high-rise pants in a size 8. These sold for $80 with a Poshmark fee of $16, and then I was left with $64. These I actually purchased for myself on Mercari. I actually purchased it in a bundle of 2 of them. I don't remember how much I paid. I think it was like $70, around $70 for each of them, which is good for a brand new pair, but I think I just don't like the 25-inch pant, which is fine. I just decided to resell them. This one sold for $80. I made just under what I paid for it, so I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't going to try to return it because I didn't like the fit, because that's just not how it works. But these sold from that, so I really didn't make a profit from these, but I did want to include it just because I did sell them. And next up is another Poshmark sale. This is by the brand Little Moon, which is an Aritzia brand. These were the high-rise clover pant in brown, and they were in a size 0. They sold for $32 with a Poshmark fee of $6.40, and then I was left with $25.60. These pants I got in a JOMAR wholesale box for $4.44. They took about 2 months to sell, so they sold extremely fast. I have really been loving selling Aritzia brands lately. They have been selling extremely fast and for a really great amount. These pants had a really good profit, and they sold really fast, so I'm really happy with it. And the last sale on September 26th was a pair of Dansko Tory leather stretch comfort heels. These sold for $45 with a selling fee of $4.50 and a processing fee of $1.61, and then I was left with $38.89. These were also from a flip lot, and they took just under 2 months to sell. These sold really fast. I want to say I got an offer, but I can't quite remember what I had them listed at, but they sold for $45. It's still a great price. I find I can move Dansko anywhere between like $40 and $60. It just depends on the shoe and the style and condition and everything, but these ended up selling for $45, so I'm really happy with this sale, and they sold it pretty fast. Okay, I was just kidding. I did have one more sale for September 26th, but it looks like I forgot to write it down, but it was a pair of Tom's Stellar Blue Metallic Sunset sneakers in a size 9. They sold for $30 with a Poshmark fee of $6, and then I was left with $24. These shoes were from a flip lot. I want to say they sold either right after the 3-month mark or right before the 3-month mark. I did want a little more for these shoes, but $30 was still very reasonable for them. I really like selling Toms. They typically sell pretty fast for me and for a good amount, so happy with the sale. Moving on to September 27th, the first sale I made was a Poshmark sale. This is a pair of Sam Edelman black leather mid-calf moto boots in a size 8. They sold for $52 with a Poshmark fee of $10.40, and then I was left with $41.60. These were also from a flip lot. They took just under a week to sell. These sold extremely fast, which makes sense because they're Sam Edelman and they're boots. I know in the past I have had trouble moving some Sam Edelman shoes, but for the most part, they sell pretty quickly for me. These sold for a great amount at $52, and they had a really great profit, and they sold extremely fast, so I'm very happy with the sale. And next is another Poshmark sale. This is by the brand Tiva, and this is a pair of women's wedge sandals. They were in a size 7.5. They sold for $36 with a Poshmark fee of $7.20, and then a shipping discount of $1.50, and then I was left with $27.30. These were also from a flip lot. They took about 1.5 months to sell, so they sold really fast. I actually typically send offers on flip lots when I'm about to relist them or they're about to end. So I sent offers on this flip lot right before it was about to end, and these ended up selling from that offer. These actually sold pretty fast in 1.5 months, so I'm really happy with the sale, and they had a good profit. And next is a Lucky Brand navy boho graphic t-shirt in a size medium. This sold for $17 with a Poshmark fee of $3.40, and then I was left with $13.60. This t-shirt I've had for a really long time. I don't even know when I got it. I don't even know how much I paid for it. I was actually about to send it to ThredUp to offload it to someone else because I was over it. But it ended up selling for $17. I don't remember what I had it listed for. I think this was actually a pretty reasonable offer. I think I had it listed at $20, which looking back was too high anyways. Some of my older stuff, I haven't, first of all, relisted in a while, and I would price it too high because I just didn't really know what I was doing too much back then. So looking back, it was priced too high, so $17 was a really reasonable offer anyways, and a reasonable price for the item. I'm sure I did make a profit because I probably didn't pay more than a couple dollars for it, but I'm glad it's gone. I'm glad I don't have to look at it anymore. And the last sale on September 27th was a Poshmark sale. This is by the brand Columbia, and it was just a long puffer jacket. This sold for $40 with a Poshmark fee of $8, and then I was left with $32. This jacket was from a flip lot. It took just under 2 months to sell, so it sold really fast. I had this listed at, I want to say $50 originally, and I received an offer for $40. I did accept because it was listed for 2 months, and flip lots are pretty much over at 3 months. You can, extend them, but if I can sell something before I have to extend it, that is great. So I did decide to accept that $40 offer. I did want a little more for the jacket just because it was a really nice puffer jacket, but it was still reasonable, and I'm still happy with the sale. And moving on to September 28th, the first sale I made was a Mercari sale. This is a pair of Vince Camuto snake embossed moto boots. They sold for $40 with a selling fee of $4 and a processing fee of $1.46, and then I was left with $34.54. These boots actually were from a flip lot again. They took about 2 months to sell. They sold pretty fast. They had a good profit. I had them listed at $50 originally. Received an offer for $40 on Mercari. Went ahead and accepted. If I was on Poshmark, probably would not have accepted that. I probably would have countered $45. But Mercari does take a little bit less fees than Poshmark, so I decided to accept it. Still sold fast, still was a good profit, so I'm happy with the sale. Next is a Poshmark sale. This is a pair of PacSun high-rise distress skinny jeggings in a size 29. They sold for $23 with a Poshmark fee of $4.60, and then I was left with $18.40. These I got from a JOMAR box for $4.65. They took just under a month to sell, so they sold extremely fast. I had them listed at either $28 or $30 when I received a $23 offer, and I thought it was extremely reasonable and went ahead and accepted. PacSun is not a brand I really pick up, but since it was in a JOMAR box, I went ahead and listed it. But distressed skinny jeans or jeggings typically do really well for me, so I wasn't super surprised, but I am happy with the sale, and I'm happy that they sold really fast. And next is another Poshmark sale. This is by the brand Scotch and Soda. This was a men's heavy cable knit cardigan in a size small. It sold for $43 with a Poshmark fee of $8.60, and then I was left with $34.40. This I also got from a JOMAR box for $4.65, and it took just under a month to sell. It either was from the same box as the PacSun jeans or the same box but different box that I got at the same exact time. That was confusing, but you get what I mean. I had never sold Scotch and Soda before. This is actually my first time, and I was actually really surprised at how fast this sold, and I was surprised that it sold for $43. This piece obviously had a really great profit, and I'm really happy with the sale. And the last sale on September 28th was another Poshmark sale. This is an Athleta Cozy Karma asymmetrical pullover in a size large. This sold for $48 with a Poshmark fee of $9.60, and then I was left with $38.40. This was from a flip lot again. It took 2 months to sell, so it sold really fast. I think I received a $48 offer, and I had it listed for maybe $55 or $60. Went ahead and accepted because it was a really reasonable offer, and it sold pretty fast, so I'm really happy with the sale. And moving on to September 29th, this was my slowest day of the entire week. I made 2 sales. The first one was a Mercari sale. It was a pair of Spanx jean-ish leggings in red. These sold for $42 with a selling fee of $4.20 and a processing fee of $1.52, and then I was left with $36.28. These were from a flip lot. They took about 1.5 months to sell, so they sold really fast. They sold for $42. I think I had them listed at $50 originally and then received a $42 offer. It was really reasonable, so I went ahead and accepted. This piece had a great profit, and I'm really happy with the sale. And the second sale I made on September 29th was a pair of Ariat women's sport mule clogs in black. These were in a size 8.5. They sold for $30 with a Poshmark fee of $6, and then I was left with $24. These were also from, I think, the same flip lot, and they also took 1.5 months to sell. I had these listed at, I want to say, 35 or 38, around there, and I received a $30 offer. It was pretty reasonable, so I decided to accept it. It still had a good profit, and I'm happy with the sale. Moving on to September 30th, the first sale I made was a Poshmark sale. This is a pair of J. Jill branded with tag essential slim leg pants in a size extra large. These sold for $38 with a Poshmark fee of $7.60, and then I was left with $30.40. These were from a flip lot. They took just under 4 months to sell. I had extended this flip lot for another 45 days, and they ended up selling like a month after I did that. They did sell outright for $38, which was really great. I really do like selling J. Jill. It typically sells pretty fast. I am really picky with what I pick up, but I do like to sell the brand. But overall, I'm happy with this sale, and it had a good profit. And next up is a pair of Sam Edelman Lorenzo cheetah print loafers in a size 10. These sold for $36 with a Poshmark fee of $7.20 and a shipping discount of $1.50, and then I was left with $27.30. These are from a flip lot. They took 2.5 months to sell. Typically, when a flip lot is about to expire or it is about to get extended, I will send 20-30% offers sometimes to try to get things sold. I did send I think a 20% offer on these to get this offer. It was still a great price. I was still okay with this profit margin, so I'm happy with the sale. And next is another Poshmark sale. This is a pair of Wild Fable dusty purple jogger pants in a size extra small. These sold for $10 with a Poshmark fee of $2.95, and then I was left with $7.05. These were from my JOMAR wholesale passes palette. They took, I think, 5 months to sell. Obviously this is definitely a really low price sale, which I don't really make a ton of sales that are this low price because honestly they're not really worth my time. But these did come in my palette, and I knew they would sell if I listed them, so I just went ahead and listed them. I did have a lot of stuff in that palette that just was not super profitable. But we'll go over that when I release my final thoughts on that whole palette situation. But I was still happy with this sale. It still did go towards the profit of my palette, so I can't be mad, but it's obviously not the most profitable item ever. And next up is another Poshmark sale. This is a pair of Nike men's slides in a size 9. They sold for $28 with a Poshmark fee of $5.60, and then I was left with $22.40. These were from a flip consignment lot, and they took about a month to sell. These actually sold outright for $28, which was great. These sold extremely fast, and they had a good profit, so I'm really happy with the sale. Next up is a Jack by BB Dakota two-tone leather jacket in a size medium. They sold for $30 with a Poshmark fee of $6, and then I was left with $24. This jacket I got from a JOMAR box for $4.50. It took 7 months to sell. This jacket actually had quite a bit of wear on it, and so I had it listed for, I don't know, $35 maybe, and I definitely don't like this brand, so I don't pick this brand up, but since it came in my JOMAR box, I listed it. I actually received a $30 offer, which was extremely reasonable, and I have never hit the accept button so fast in my life. I was so happy I don't have to look at this jacket anymore because it was damaged, and I thought I would get like $15 for it, but I was trying to get more, and I did. I got $30, so I'm very happy with this sale, and I'm happy that I ended up getting $30 for it. Next up is another Poshmark sale. This is a Zara striped balloon sleeve sweatshirt in a size large. This sold for $17 with a Poshmark fee of $3.40 and a shipping discount of $1.50, and then I was left with $12.10. This was also from a flip lot. It took just under 4.5 months to sell. This was another flip item that was about to expire, so I sent some steep offers. This ended up selling. I was really happy with it. This was a really cute Zara piece, but sometimes Zara just doesn't sell for a lot, which is fine. I was still happy with this. Obviously didn't have the best profit, but I'm glad it still sold. And next up is a pair of 7 for All Mankind Dojo flare leg jeans in a size 28. These sold for $70 with a Poshmark fee of $14, and then I was left with $56. If you have been watching along my channel for a while, you know the amount of dojo jeans I've sold is actually insane. My consignment client has sent me, I don't even know at this point how many pairs, but this is the last pair of dojo jeans before she sends me any more. I can sell them anywhere between $50 and $70. It depends on style, size, condition, everything. So I'm glad these ended up selling for $70. These actually sold right at the 1.5 month mark, right after I relisted them. About 30 minutes after I relisted them, they sold outright. It's very important to relist your items. I would definitely do that if you're not doing that already. But I am very happy with this sale and I had a great profit. And next is another Poshmark sale. This is a Zara graffiti paint splatter jumper in green in a size small. This sold for $20 with a Poshmark fee of $4, and then I was left with $16. This was from a JOMAR box. It cost me about $3.80. It took about 4.5 months to sell, so it didn't take forever. I had it listed at $28 originally, received a $20 offer and accepted. It was a really reasonable offer, and I was happy to move it fairly quickly, so I'm happy with the sale. And the last sale on September 30th was a pair of Cabby moss green mid-rise skinny corduroy pants in a size 10. These sold for $38 with a Poshmark fee of $7.60, and then I was left with $30.40. These I got from a flip lot. These actually sold a couple hours after I listed them. I had them listed at $45 originally, and then within a couple hours, I received a $38 offer and went ahead and accepted. It was a reasonable offer, and I love moving things that quickly, so I was really happy that they sold that fast. I love selling Cabby. I love picking up at the thrift store, getting in my flip lots. I do only stick to the new tag Cabby, which is like a square tag, but Cabby typically sells fast and for a good amount for me. And moving on to October 1st, the first sale I made was a Mercari sale. This is a pair of Duluth Trading Company newest tag Fire Hose Relaxed Fit pants. They sold for $50 with a selling fee of $5 and a processing fee of $1.75, and then I was left with $43.25. These are from a flip lot. They took 2 months to sell. I had them listed at $50, and they sold outright for $50, which was amazing. I had never sold this brand before, but I will definitely look out for it and want to get it again because it sold extremely fast and it sold for a great profit. And next was another Mercari sale. This is a pair of New Balance Fresh Foam sneakers. These sold for $45 with a selling fee of $4.50 and a processing fee of $1.61, and then I was left with $38.89. These I got from the thrift store for $7. They took just under 4 months to sell, so they sold really fast and had a great profit. I actually had to put a little bit of sweat equity into these. If you have been watching the vlogs for a little bit, you actually know when I got these shoes, and I had put them aside in like my needs to clean or needs to like fix pile. And I ended up finally cleaning them, and they actually came out really, really nice. So they ended up selling for $45. I think I had them listed for $60 originally, but I can't remember all the way. $45 was a very reasonable price for them, so I went ahead and accepted this offer, and they moved very quickly. So I'm very happy with the sale. And next up is a Poshmark sale. This is a pair of American Eagle brand newest tag plus size highest rise distressed mom jeans in a size 16. These sold for $35 with a Poshmark fee of $7, and I was left with $28. These were from a flip lot. Again, they took 1 day to sell. These sold extremely fast. These were, I think, in the same lot as the Cabby pants that sold. You guys have heard me say a million times before, American Eagle jeans, I love to sell them. If they're distressed, they sell really fast. These were obviously new with the tag, so that made them sell for a little more than usual, so they sold for $35. I did receive a like $28 offer on these, but I knew in my head I would get at least $35, so $35 was my lowest counter, and they accepted because they knew that that's also what they were worth. So very happy with this sale, and they had a really great profit. And next up is a Lululemon Free to Be Wild bra in a size 6. This sold for $25 with a Poshmark fee of $5, and then I was left with $28. This was from a flip lot. It took 4 months to sell. This lot was actually about to expire, and I was really happy I got this offer. I had this listed at, I want to say $30 originally, and then I received a $25 offer and accepted immediately. Really great offer, really great price. $25 is pretty reasonable for a Lululemon sports bra. They don't usually sell for a ton, but I did think this one was going to sell a little faster, but I still can't be mad. It still sold fairly quickly, so I'm happy with the sale. And the last sale on October 1st was another Lululemon piece. This is a men's metal vent tech hoodie 2.0 in a size large. This sold for $49 with a Poshmark fee of $9.80, and then I was left with $39.20. This I got from a flip lot again. This took 2.5 weeks to sell, so it sold extremely fast. I had it listed at $55 originally, received a $49 offer, which was extremely reasonable, so I went ahead and accepted. This sale had a really great profit, and I'm really happy with how fast it sold. Moving on to the last day of the week, we are on to October 2nd. The first sale I made was a Mercari sale. This is by the brand Fit Flop, and it was a pair of women's Mina glitter mix slides. They sold for $28 with a selling fee of $2.80 and a processing fee of $1.11, and I was left with $24.09. These were also from a flip lot. They took about 1.5 months to sell, so they sold really fast. I have never heard of this brand before my client sent it to me. They ended up selling really fast, which surprised me. I had them listed at, I think, $35 originally. So $28 was a pretty reasonable offer, so I'm happy with this sale. And next was a Poshmark sale. This is a Free People snap front hooded utility jacket in a size 12. This sold for $45 with a Poshmark fee of $9, and then I was left with $36. This I got from a flip lot. Again, it took about 1.5 months to sell, so it sold extremely fast. This actually sold right before I was going to relist it, which I love because then I don't have to relist it. I had this listed at $45 originally, and it sold outright for $45, which is amazing. I couldn't find a style name or stock photo for this piece, but that did not stop it from selling. It still sold really fast and for a great price. And next is another Poshmark sale. This is a pair of Morel Women's Vapor Glove 4 shoes in a size 6.5. They sold for $45 with a Poshmark fee of $9, and then I was left with $36. These are also from a flip lot. They also took 1.5 months to sell. These were, I think, from the same flip lot, so I did not have to relist them after all. These actually ended up selling outright for $45 as well. For some reason, I had a lot of sales just selling outright, which is really great, but that typically doesn't happen. Morel is a brand I've really come to like through my consignment client. I had never really found it before. She had been sending it to me, but since she's been sending it to me, I've been selling a lot of the Morel shoes, and they've been selling for a really good amount. So I'm really happy with this sale, and it had a good profit. And next up is another Poshmark sale. This is by the brand AGL. This is a pair of black leather cap toe buckle flats in a size Europe 37.5. That was a mouthful. They sold for $40 with a Poshmark fee of $8, and then I was left with $32. These were also from a flip lot. They took about 1.5 weeks to sell, so they sold extremely fast. I had them listed at $50 originally and then received a $40 offer. I thought about countering, but I didn't want to lose the sale from countering, so I just accepted $40. Comps are kind of all over the place for this brand, so I didn't really know what I was expecting to get, so $50 was kind of a ballpark for me. $40 was still really reasonable, so I went ahead and accepted that offer, and I'm really happy with the sale. And next up is another Poshmark sale. This is a pair of Everlane black suede day heels in a size 9. These sold for $68 with a Poshmark fee of $13.60, and then I was left with $54.40. These I got in my most recent thrift haul that I posted for you guys. I paid $4.50 for these, and they took just over a week to sell. This was probably my favorite sale from last week, just because I love Everlane so much, and this is the first time I ever found shoes out in the wild, and they ended up selling so fast, and they had such an amazing profit that I'm still not over this sale. I was so happy with this sale. I say it a lot, and I'll say it again, Everlane is definitely one of my favorite brands. It sells super fast, and it always has a really good profit. And we finally made it to the very end of last week's sales. The final sale was another Poshmark sale. This is a pair of Merona, which is a Target brand, a pair of lace-up duck boots in a size 8. They sold for $23 with a Poshmark fee of $4.60, and then I was left with $18.40. This pair of shoes was from my ThredUp rescue box that I got. I got them for $5.77, and they sold in just under 2 weeks. This was actually the 4th pair to sell from that ThredUp rescue box, and I actually have made all of my money back so far, so anything I sell now is completely going to be profit. I did see a couple people comment on that ThredUp box just saying that they wouldn't be happy with it, and some of the pairs just are not good resale value, which definitely is true. Some of the pairs in the box definitely didn't have a good resale value, but what matters is the overall profit in the end, and so far I've made all my money back in 4 pairs in 3 weeks. So far I'm really happy with it. I think I'll definitely make a profit. It's not going to be a humongous profit, but I didn't expect it to be, so I'm really happy with this sale, and I'm happy that I've already made my money back on the entire ThredUp rescue box. Alright guys, that was it for this week's What's So Wednesday video. This might take the cake for the longest What's So Wednesday video. I don't know yet, because I haven't edited it, but it could definitely be a contender for the longest one yet. I had what feels like a million sales, and I'm very happy to be ending off September as well as I did, and starting October as well as I am. I want to thank Vendu once again for sponsoring today's video, and don't forget to check out Vendu down below to receive 25% off your first month subscription. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you're enjoying, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again next week.